Kim Kardashian posted this gorgeous photo yesterday of her daughter Chicago, or as she calls it, Chai Chai, and niece Stormy, saying, "Oh my God, found this picture in my phone, and her babies are so tiny and cute and chunky and perfect." Chunky.
Listen.
Oh, now look. I know there's going to be a whole lot of, oh, should we say chunky, shouldn't we? But I love a chunky baby.
Oh.
I love it when they get the edible thigh. What do you think?
It's the creases, isn't it? And they've got the little creases and right, and they laugh and they dribble. Do you know what I mean? I love all the creases and it just smells all baby. Look, chunky for me, my kids both had a little bit of meat on them, and I think for me, culturally, we look forward from the West Indian culture. They get to that 4 months and it's like, oh my God, feed the baby, and you want to make sure the baby got porridge. And I remember when I was young, it was all about by the time they get to like 6 months, you're chopping off the top of the bottle so that they can put the wheat bits in there.
My auntie used to do that. So dangerous.
I know.
Don't do that.
Don't
My
do
auntie
it.
used to do that with her kids.
And you just want to feed. I remember my son, when he was about 9 months old, like my good friend, who was a little bit older, looked after him. I mean, I picked him up and he was knocked out because
From how much food?
she'd fed him so much. His belly was big. It's like you just want to love and nurture him, and there's that worry. But, obviously we know that there's certain things you shouldn't do, and it's about learning about how you feed babies.
Yeah, because you said actually when you started to train to be a social worker, it was the first time you realised you weren't supposed to do that.
I'm in the
babies.
meeting, I'm learning at university, and they're talking about things that you shouldn't do. And I was like, OK.
What about you, Stacey? Do you think chunky's all right?
Oh, do you know what? When we were talking about this morning, it makes me a bit emotional because when I was trying to feed Rex, all I wanted for him to be was big and fat and chunky and have rolls, so that I knew I was doing a good job, and I wasn't, and he was really skinny. And
hang on, you were doing a good job.
But you know what I mean? I wasn't able to feed him the way I wanted to feed him, so, yeah, I'd love to see a thriving, chunky baby, and, yeah, it makes me emotional.
What about you, Kaye? Do you like a chunky baby? I'll stop doing that Scotch accent.
I'm kind of the same. I'm kind of the same as Stacey, in that I had that experience too with one of mine that was not a good feeder. And actually, if I was going to take not umbrage at anything, but I think if somebody was to say your baby's skinny, that's much more gonna upset you than for somebody to say your baby's chunky or chubby, because like you said, there's so many kind of lovely things around a sort of chubby baby that you can sort of kiss and hug. But if somebody says, oh, your baby's a bit skinny, that's where I think it would be much more difficult to take.
And of course there's a fine line between chunky and being overweight, and of course it's never healthy to be overweight, but we just do like a little bit chunk.